50 mind-blowing facts that will astound even the trivia buffs. Remember, please like and subscribe to my channel. Certain species of birds, like pigeons and magpies, have the ability to recognize themselves in a mirror. This indicates a level of self-awareness that many animals do not possess. The world's oldest "your mommy" joke was found on a Babylonian tablet that's over 3,500 years old. This attests to the longevity of this particular form of humor. A tickle is a unique response that involves a sense of panic and laughter simultaneously. This is because the sensation of being tickled activates parts of our brain that are associated with both these reactions. You burn more calories while sleeping than watching television. This is because even when resting, our bodies are performing functions such as repairing cells and pumping blood, which consume energy. Bats always turn left when exiting a cave. It's not entirely clear why, but this behavior might be related to avoiding predators or navigating using echolocation. The probability of getting a royal flush in a game of poker is precisely 1 in 649,740. This considers all possible combinations of a standard 52-card deck. The human brain operates on roughly the same amount of power as a 10-watt light bulb. Despite its complexity and importance, the brain is remarkably energy efficient. The Hawaiian language, or Aolelo Hawaii, is indeed made up of just 12 letters, making it one of the languages with the fewest letters in its alphabet. This Polynesian language is part of the Austronesian language family, which stretches from Southeast Asia to the Pacific Islands. The 12-letter alphabet, known as Kapaepa Hawaii, includes the 5 vowels A, E, I, O, U, which can be pronounced both long and short, and 7 consonants H, K, L, M, N, P, W. The language also includes a symbol known as an okina, which is a glottal stop, a brief pause, and it's considered a consonant. It's represented as a backward apostrophe and indicates a slight pause between the vowel sounds. For example, in the word Hawaii, the okina indicates a pause between the two haya sounds. Spiders are not classified as insects, but belong to the arachnida class. Unlike insects, which have 6 legs, spiders have 8 legs. Arachnids and insects, although both invertebrates and part of the larger phylum Arthropoda, are different in several key ways. Body segments: insects have bodies that are divided into 3 segments: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Arachnids, on the other hand, have bodies that are divided into 2 segments: the cephalothorax, also called the prosoma, which is a combination of the head and thorax in insects, and the abdomen, also called the opisthosoma. Antennae: insects typically have 1 or 2 pairs of antennae, which they use for sensing their environment. Arachnids, including spiders, do not have antennae. Eyes: most insects have compound eyes, which consist of many tiny lenses attached together. Spiders usually have simple eyes, each eye has only 1 lens. The number of eyes can vary, but many spiders have 8. The color orange was named after the fruit. The word for the color orange in English was not recorded until about 450 years ago. Humans have fewer muscles than a caterpillar. A caterpillar has about 4,000 muscles, whereas humans have a little over 600. On the other hand, caterpillars, the larval stage of butterflies and moths, have around 4,000 muscles. However, these aren't like the large, complex muscles we have. The majority of a caterpillar's muscles are small, simple units controlling body segments and their many pairs of legs. Caterpillars move using a wave-like motion, contracting muscles down the length of their body, with different muscles and body segments acting in coordination to enable locomotion. Owls are one of the few bird species that can see the color blue. This is due to specific photoreceptor cells in their eyes. Human eyes contain 3 types of cones that allow us to see a range of colors. These cones are sensitive to short, blue, medium, green, and long or red wavelengths of light, respectively. Birds, including owls, however, have a 4th type of cone that can detect ultraviolet light, extending their range of color perception beyond our own. Flamingos can only eat when their heads are upside down. This is because their beaks function by closing upwards, and they use their tongue to pump water and filter food. This filter feeding mechanism is similar to how some species of whales feed. However, flamingos are one of the few bird species that feed this way, and they're among the only ones that need to invert their heads to do so. This upside-down feeding style is an excellent example of how species can evolve over time to best take advantage of their environment and available food sources. Despite its oddity, this adaptation has clearly served flamingos well, as they are successful feeders and are found in a variety of habitats across the world. The electric chair was invented by a dentist named Alfred P. Southwick. He came up with the idea after witnessing a man being electrocuted by a generator. At the time, the most common method of execution in the United States was hanging, but it was often seen as inhumane and gruesome. Hangings could go wrong and cause a slow, painful death due to strangulation, or conversely, a violent death due to decapitation. Society was looking for a more humane way to carry out the death penalty, and Southwick began considering electricity as an option. The longest flight recorded for a chicken is 13 seconds. Chickens are not built for sustained flight due to their body structure and weight. A mole can dig a tunnel that's about 300 feet long in a single night. This is because moles are incredibly efficient diggers, with powerful forelimbs and claws. Several adaptations make moles such efficient diggers. They have a cylindrical body shape with short, strong forelimbs that are set to the side rather than below, resembling a pair of shovels. Their large, paddle-like hands are equipped with stout, sharp claws, ideally designed for loosening and moving soil. When a hippopotamus is upset or excited, its sweat appears red. This sweat also acts as a natural sunscreen. Surprisingly, this secretion also has antiseptic properties. Studies have shown it to be highly acidic and capable of inhibiting the growth of disease-causing bacteria, helping the hippo stave off infections. This is particularly useful because hippos often live in close proximity to one another, increasing the chance of disease transmission. Elvis Presley, famous for his dark hair, was naturally a blonde. He started dyeing his hair black for an edgier look. Human eyes are always the same size from birth, but our noses and ears never stop growing. This is due to the fact that our nose and ears are made of cartilage, which continues to grow throughout our lives. Armadillos always give birth to 4 babies at a time, and they are always all the same sex. This is because they originate from a single egg that splits into 4 identical embryos. The shortest recorded war in history was between Britain and Zanzibar on August 27, 1896. Zanzibar surrendered after 38 minutes. At the time, Zanzibar was a British protectorate. Under a treaty signed in 1890, the Sultan of Zanzibar was required to obtain British approval before appointing a successor. When Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini died suddenly on August 25, 1896, his cousin, Khalid bin Barghash, quickly seized the palace and declared himself the new sultan without British consent. Over a lifetime, the average person will spend around 2 weeks waiting for traffic lights to change from red to green. This calculation assumes a lifespan of about 80 years and factors in urban driving. The total weight of all the ants on Earth is roughly equal to the weight of all the humans. Despite their small size, the sheer number of ants on the planet makes up for it. Sound travels around 4 times faster in water than in air. This is because water is denser than air, allowing sound waves to travel more quickly. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head. Like all arthropods, shrimps have an open circulatory system and their heart is situated at the bottom of their head. The oldest known living tree is a bristlecone pine named Methuselah, which is over 5,000 years old. It's located in the White Mountains of California, but its exact location is kept secret to protect it. The Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci's most famous painting, has no visible eyebrows or eyelashes. It's thought that they may have been removed or worn away over time. The popsicle was invented by an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson in 1905. He left a mixture of powdered soda and water with a stirring stick in it on his porch, and he discovered it had frozen to the stick overnight, creating a fruit-flavored icicle. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the world's beaches. Current estimates suggest there could be around 1 billion stars in the observable universe. In the Olympic long jump event, humans have jumped further than horses. The current world record for the longest human long jump is greater than the world record for the longest horse long jump. Most lipsticks contain an ingredient called pearlescence, which is made from fish scales. It gives lipstick a shiny, shimmery effect. Despite the name, French poodles actually originated in Germany. The breed was standardized in France, which is why they're known as French poodles. The top speed of a seahorse is 0.01 miles per hour. Seahorses are not strong swimmers, and they prefer to use their prehensile tails to hang onto seaweed and corals. The first microwave was almost 6 feet tall and weighed around 750 pounds. Modern microwaves are much smaller and lighter due to advancements in technology. The Sun makes up about 99.86% of the solar system's total mass. This huge mass means the Sun's gravity is strong enough to keep all the planets and other bodies in the solar system in orbit. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, suggested ahoy as the standard greeting when answering a call. However, hello ended up becoming the norm. More Monopoly money is printed each year than real money. Hasbro, the maker of Monopoly, prints up to $30 billion of the game's currency every year. In a 17th-century Turkish law, it was legal for a woman to divorce her husband if he did not provide enough coffee. Coffee was deemed an integral part of a couple's marital life. The first recorded instance of photographing the moon was in 1851. The photo was taken by John William Draper, a scientist, philosopher, and photographer from New York. An octopus has 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, while the third pumps it to the rest of the body. These 3 hearts work in unison to power the octopus's active predatory lifestyle. Octopuses are intelligent, active hunters, and their circulatory system is well adapted to the rapid changes in activity level and metabolic demand associated with this hunting style. Ostriches are known to make a variety of sounds, including hissing, whistling, and even a lion-like roar, known as booming. However, it's important to note that an ostrich's roar, or a boom, is not exactly like a lion's roar. A speck of dust is halfway in size between a subatomic particle and the planet Earth. A subatomic particle, like a proton or neutron, is typically on the scale of a femtometer, which is 1/4,000,000th, 10⁻⁻15 of a meter. Electrons are even smaller and are essentially considered point-like because they don't appear to have any size at all. On the other hand, Earth's diameter is about 12,742 kilometers, or 12,742,000,000,000,000 femtometers. Butterflies, along with many other insects, have what are known as chemoreceptors, essentially taste buds, on their feet. When a butterfly lands on a plant, these chemoreceptors can detect the presence of sugars and other compounds that can tell the butterfly whether the plant is a good source of food or a suitable place to lay eggs. In ancient Rome, uncooked pasta was already known and appreciated, but the popularization of dried pasta is attributed to the Arabs. When the Arabs occupied Sicily in the 8th century, they introduced a product, etched, a noodle made from hard durum wheat which was easy to manufacture and could be stored for long periods. This dried pasta was convenient for long sea voyages and for supplying armies, and the technique for making it spread from Sicily through the Italian peninsula. As production methods improved and pasta became more accessible, it became ingrained in Italian cuisine. Today, there are hundreds of varieties of pasta, each designed to hold different types of sauces or fillings. The highest recorded speed of a sneeze is approximately 100 miles per hour, around 160 kilometers per hour. Sneezing is a reflex action that occurs when the nasal passages become irritated due to factors like dust, pollen, or a cold. It's the body's way of removing irritants from the nasal passage. The process involves a complex action of multiple muscles in the chest, throat, and face. The high speed at which the air is expelled helps to effectively clear out the nasal passage, and is the reason why it's important to cover your mouth and nose when you sneeze, to prevent the spread of pathogens. The world's largest waterfall is actually underwater. Named the Denmark Strait Cataract, it's located in the Atlantic Ocean, between Greenland and Iceland. The waterfall forms when a current of cold water from the East Greenland Current, which is denser due to its lower temperature and higher salinity, meets warmer, less dense water from the Erminger Current. This causes the cold water to sink beneath the warmer water, creating a cascade effect similar to that which we see in above-ground waterfalls. It's estimated that the Denmark Strait Cataract has a drop of 11,500 feet, about 3,505 meters, almost 3 times the height of Angel Falls in Venezuela, the tallest above-ground waterfall, and a water flow rate exceeding that of all the world's above-ground rivers combined. The human body contains enough iron to make a nail that is 3 inches long. This is because iron is a vital component of hemoglobin, the substance in red blood cells that carries oxygen. Almonds belong to the peach family, Rosaceae, and are therefore closer to peaches than true nuts. They have a similar stone-like seed structure. Baby carrots aren't a separate variety of carrots, but are regular carrots that are cut and peeled to a smaller size. This was originally done to make use of carrots that were too twisted or knobbly for sale as whole carrots.